All right, so we're going to set up the Windows desktop. And what I did here was I spun up a virtual machine of Windows 10, and we're just going to do or continue the configuration from here. I'd rather not use the NUC anymore because it would take a lot of time to do it that way. Should be just a very quick explanation and run through on how to set up your desktop. Now, none of these settings are required. These are specifically recommendations that I have, and this is how I generally set up my desktops. So what I first do is I go into the start menu and I start typing through, and I type in computer, and then I right click on this PC. I go to properties and then advanced system settings. And from here, we have a performance option at the advanced tab. And the performance is really important for underpowered computers where you do not want Windows to allocate resources. You want to tell Windows that I want the best performance possible. And I usually do this, well, I pretty much do this in every case unless I want the eye candy. This is going to take away all the Windows eye candy. So if you like the glossy windows and glossy icons, you don't want to do this. You want to let Windows choose what's best for your computer. But if you have an underpowered computer or you want your computer to run as good as possible, you want to adjust for best performance. And like I said, you'll get rid of all the eye candy. It's not necessary, but it is something that I like to do. And let's see if I can, because my screen is so small, my resolution, let me change the resolution just by dragging. There we go. So we want to click OK after we choose adjust for best performance. And then we want to hit OK out of the system properties. And then let's go back into the start menu and let's start adding some things. Let's remove some of these things from the start menu that we don't want. So these are all just blanks. So just right click on all these tiles and remove them. And what I like to put here is I like to put all the icons from the old days of Windows, which is the control panel. So just type in control, you'll see it at the top. Right click, pin to start. And then we can do the same thing with, let's see, manager. I want device manager and computer manager. So right click on device manager. Why isn't it doing anything? Pin to start. So it's not letting me pin device manager. Let me click into or type device. Oh, that's strange. Let's open that up. Let's open it up and then we can pin it. No, it will not let me pin device manager. Wow. So what do we have so far? You have the control panel, the computer management. I want computer. So I'll pin this to start. Pin system information to start. Okay, so let's see what we have. We might want to pin run to start if we ever use run. Run has pretty much been, but these are some of the things that we used to be able to quickly access in the start menu on the old versions of Windows. So I like to put those back, and we can make them smaller if you'd like. You resize them and then make them small. And you can reorganize these by dragging them in any position you want. Anything you want to get rid of, right click and unpin. So we'll leave it like that for now. I'll just give you an example of how to get the old icons back. Some people were really used to using control panel. And so we put the control panel back on the start menu. Now we're going to continue on to the taskbar. The taskbar, the task view button's pretty cool. I like that. Oh, I didn't mean to remove that. I want to remove Cortana. I'll put the task view back. I want to remove the search bar because what I like to do is I just like to go to start and start typing in stuff. So I don't need the search bar. Let me get rid of the search bar. I don't know why I didn't move. Oh, I have to go to hidden. Okay. So I don't like Internet Explorer. So we unpin that. We leave the Explorer. And we take away the shopping thingy, Microsoft Store, and we take away the mail. You can add or remove as you like, but what I like to do is I like to pin all the most frequently used programs. Let's just type in, go to Groove Music, because I don't have anything on this. So if I like Groove Music, which I don't, but if I wanted to keep that easily accessible, I would pin that, right click, and pin that to the taskbar. So everything we used to use the start menu for, I use the taskbar for. So I just pin everything to the taskbar. So let's see what else I'm going to do. I'm going to go to taskbar settings. And in this case, we're going to go to, I can't change some of these things without activating. So I can't change this. What I would normally change is I would take away the app list. I would turn that off. And what else? And I would go to the taskbar and make it smaller. And those are the main changes I'd make to the taskbar right there. So I basically would populate the taskbar with all my frequently used programs. I'd populate the start menu with the secondary programs and these other old references to the computer, meaning the control panel, the system information, and then the manager, which gives you a lot of good information, like the disks. It gives you disk management. If you have the professional version, it'll give you users and groups, which I like. The device manager for all your hardware to make sure everything's installed properly. And if you need to remove hardware, you can remove it here as well. Task scheduler is very important if you want to automate certain tasks. And we'll be using this to automate some backup tasks. But that's basically how I set up my desktop when I install Windows. When I'm running a server, I want it to be a performance first. Let's see, let me go back into that. PC properties. So this is the thing I definitely change if I have either an underpowered computer or I'm running a server. I will adjust for best performance rather than best appearance. And I will not let Windows choose what's best for my computer, because it'll err on the side of taking up more resources than it really needs. And that's how I set up Windows 10.